The word mercenary is by definition a person who merely serves for wages, especially a soldier hired into foreign service. That is pretty much everyone. This is where the synonym soldier of fortune was derived, indicating someone who only seeks to gain an advantage over others from their time served. That's even the legal definition of gainful employment, occupation. Work that is lucrative, remunerative, and based on gain. The Canadian Law Dictionary for this definition goes on to state that the criterion for determining whether work is gainful is personal advantage to the employee, and not the value of the work to the community. There it is in black and white. Gainful employment means personal advantage, while the individual could care less about the effects of their gainful employment on the community. This is the corporate mentality, which much of humanity has personally adopted as its daily mantra of "give me everything, no matter the cost to anyone or anything else." Here is how everyone serves this Whore of Babylon system. A mercenary is a soldier of fortune, and this is linked with the Latin mario, meaning to serve on foot, be a foot soldier, to prostitute oneself for money. Where is the word prostitute rooted? Its etymological meaning is to set it up in front of everyone, whereby the word itself is from the past participle of the Latin prostituere, that is formed from the prefix of pro, meaning before, in public, and statuere, for set, place. This suffix is the source of the English word statute, which is why governments have statutes set up in Parliament and Congress, honoring and controlling this Whore of Babylon system. Many other Latin words signify the same element of public sales, equating to prostitution, such as prosto, prostibilis, and prostituo, all meaning to expose publicly, as for sale, offer goods for sale, publicly expose for hire, dishonor, disgrace, oil, humiliate, bemean. Every single one of us who has participated and continues to participate in the system of commerce is a prostitute in the eyes of the universal laws of nature. It is not an accident that the United States Corporation printed "In God We Trust" on their legal fiat Whore of Babylon currency. The God they are speaking of is the money. Everyone is passing those units of faith like devilish whores every single day, and the system loves it. If money is the God that we put our trust and faith in, which is practically all of humanity, then humanity is also collectively calling God a prostitute. That's how serious this is. Of course, the unreasonable mind who hasn't even meditated on this fact for even 5 seconds will denounce what was just said as ridiculous, crazy, and blasphemous. Again, this information is not for those people. It is for those with the eyes and ears of intelligence, because I am following an inner command to bring these revelations to those who will hear them, and as such, these words will be heard by very few. They do not want you to be informed of this or talk about this with anyone, because that might make enough people aware to end this madness. No, all kinds of excuses and methods of reasoning are conjured up, such as, "No one will believe it," or "That's just crazy, we need money to survive," or "I'm worried about losing my job if I start talking to others about this sort of stuff." Any justification to ignore the stated issue and its severity of importance. What's the definition of a prostitute? Someone who sells their body for money. That's everyone who goes to work every single day. Do you have a body? Are you making money by using it to participate in commerce? Welcome to the land of prostitution. That's why the word congress, from the Latin congressio, means sexual intercourse. All laws about commerce and money are passed in Parliament and Congress, and anyone who participates in its system is a prostitute by default. Here's another example. The word trick has a basic definition of a period of work or duty, a tour of duty, a shift, and also a prostitute's customer. Each time that everyone goes to work, they can accurately say that they are turning tricks. As already stated, this brings dishonor, disgrace, and humiliation to the individual and humanity as a whole. That's why the word ploy in employment means a tactic intended to embarrass, humiliate, and frustrate an opponent. That's everyone's job while acting as an employer and employee, to embarrass, humiliate, and frustrate each other, because humanity is caught in a system of hating each other. There's no gray area with this one. Humanity is entangled in a systematic web of hate for each other because we participate in the war known as commerce, which is the prostitution of humanity for hateful gain due to another's loss. I don't hate anyone because I want the traitor system of Big Mama to end. I am not a communist or socialist either. Those are simply disguised systems of commerce with even more entrenched dictatorial and centralized control and power. I am simply of the living who can cognize that everything is all already here. Anyone who uses any justification for a monetary advantage-disadvantage system has declared themselves to be a traitor of humanity. End of story. Everyone who participates in the monetary system is a soldier of fortune, as shown by the anagram for the word monetary, which becomes army note. All legal fiction friction currency bills are also called notes because they indicate a vibratory signature like a musical note, which is a tactic of war, hence monetary becoming army note. It is a statute of Troy statutory system, as shown by another anagram for monetary, which is Amen Troy. Monetary can be rearranged into Amen Troy because each time the monetary units of In God We Trust religious faith are passed around like a dirty whore, we all say Amen Troy. We are saying amen to the gods of the underworld, as shown by the further rearrangement of Amen Troy into Main Troy, the Main of Troy, seeing that the word mains describes the Roman spirits of the dead and gods of the lower world. Some may argue that these gods were considered benevolent. If one considers gods who demand blood sacrifices benevolent, I would have to say that I kindly disagree with that supposition. The entire schematic of commerce is truly our act of shame and disgrace, and this is how we are all discharged from life. Let's go through the process of it in the deceit of religion and commercial service. The Pope at the Vatican is called the bishop because the phonetic prefix of bi is also bi, and the compound suffix is shop. Hence, bishop turns into buy and shop. That's the first instruction that is given to the masses of those who worship this arrangement of prostitution slavery. The congregation sets out and follows the instruction to buy and shop from the buy shop bishop by going to the store, which is the building by the street that houses the ore, hence street or store. ST is also an abbreviation for saint, once again denoting the religious aspect of the whole operation. Those in the congregation walk into the building where the ore saints house their wares. The congregation first checked the prices, because the word price is derived from the Latin pretium, which eventually gave the English language the word praise. The worshippers give the priests or saints their praise by declaring what wonderful prices they have to offer.